Welcome into the last MIAA Saturday show of the year. I'm Calvin Silvers.
And I'm Harry Loomis. Our journey through MIAA spring sports is making its final stop, as this week we're discussing all things baseball. As usual, let's start with the athletes of the week.
The MIAA hitter of the week is Northeastern State's Brock Reller. For the Riverhawks last week, Reller batted .643 in 14 at-bats while posting a .750 on-base percentage in 4 games. Reller homered for 3 consecutive games, with 4 on the week to bring his season total to 24, matching the MIAA single-season mark, and there's still regular season games left to be played while taking over the national lead. 2 of those homers went well past 450 feet in the deepest part of Northeastern State's home ballpark. Reller totaled 11 RBI and scored 10 runs while also swiping 2 bases. Over the week, just 2 of his 4 outs came as the leadoff hitter. He was clutch for NSU with runners on base, batting 6 for 7 with 3 2-out RBI. This is Reller's 3rd MIAA Hitter of the Week honor this season. While Reller wasn't available this week for an interview, I sat down with Blake Freeman of Northeastern State, who leads the nation in total hits.
I'm here with Blake Freeman from Northeastern State University. Blake, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, of course. Now, this season has been quite the adventure for the Riverhawks baseball team, as you guys are ranked number 6 in the Central Regional rankings. This ranking is the highest for the NSU baseball program in its history as an NCAA program. So what is working so well for your team this year?
I think just teamwork and confidence, really. Before every game, we're always just preached like, some people show up to play the game and, some people come out to dominate. And so we just bring that into every single game that, keep it simple, keep everything about us, and, just keep on it to dominate. And that's just, it's kind of just that warrior mentality that we've always, just brought into every single game.
So is this mentality something that's spread through, like, the coaches? Do they push this on you, like, we're out here to dominate, we're warriors, stuff like that? Or is that something that you as the team just kind of, let's come together and do this? Where did this mentality come from?
A little bit of both, actually. So we do mental training every Monday just to kind of like talk about where we're at as a team and like how we move forward as a team. And so we have different segments, I guess, about mentality and how we're going to approach different stuff. And it was just a matter of us buying into that too. Like the big one that we use right now is to drag people out into deep water and see if they can hang with us. And as we saw success going on with how we've been playing, we tend to adopt that mentality even more, and that just builds confidence in guys. We got just everybody in our lineup and in our bullpen. Just it seems like there's just confidence flowing all throughout the field. That's just made a big difference in how we've been playing.
That's huge. I haven't really heard of teams taking the time to do mental training, and it seems like that's translating well for you guys on the field. So that's awesome. That's really cool. Has this been something in the program for a while now, or did this start just this year, or how long is this on?
Yeah, so this started, I'd say probably about 2 years ago is whenever we really started diving into this. And it's just kind of been a staple in our program that we've always like put an emphasis on, and it just helps like, make sure everybody's on the same page and make sure, we're all, doing what we need to do, like mentally on and off the field. Cause a lot of it's about being, just good baseball players and just great people too. Because we know that, you take care of stuff off the field, and then stuff on the field will just happen naturally. So, it's just a great way to like make sure that we're just, an entire team full of guys, everybody's thinking the exact same thing all the time. It helps us to move forward as, a unit instead of a group of individuals.
Well, that's awesome. That's really cool. And it's, like I said, it seems like it's working well for you guys and translating well. Speaking of, just playing well together and doing well this season, you were leading the entire nation in hits. So how did it feel to hold such a prestigious title, and how are you fighting this type of success at the plate?
So it's kind of funny, like I was always taught, don't read your own headlines. So, for the longest time, I didn't really, know like how great I was having, of a year, until, eventually I started getting told, and I started getting some attention. It's like, oh, wow, just all this coming together. But I mean, the main thing for me has just been uh, consistency, really. Just going up with the same mindset every single at bat. I just get up in the box and I think, all right, you're just taking batting practice. That's all it is. Whoever's on the mound, it doesn't matter. They're just here to throw you batting practice, find you a good pitch to hit, and put a good swing on it. Don't try to hunt for more. Don't try to do anything less. Just go up there and swing at a good pitch, and good things will happen. So, and I've just found that mindset earlier on in the year and just rode that throughout the entire season and just kept finding success with it.
You make it sound really easy, man. I'm not I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Whenever I try it, I'm not as good. So, but hey, I'm glad that you found something that works for you, and that's awesome. It's good to have that positive mindset every time and just telling yourself, I can do it. But you're not just a great batter, you're also great in the outfield. You have a fielding percentage of .961 this season. Where do you think your strength is in your game? Is it batting or is it fielding, and why?
I've always thought my strength was hitting, just because that's where that's where I usually have the most fun too, is, everybody loves to hit. So, but yeah, I felt like, and especially a couple times this year, I've had to DH, or not had to, but I've gotten to DH, which has been, a lot of fun just to be able to still provide value for the team, so, but yeah, hitting's just where I've always had the most fun and, felt like I've had the most success.
Awesome. And so let's talk about, coming up MIAA tournament. Last season, Rogers State knocked you guys out early in the tournament. As I said, as we're closely approaching the MIAA tournament, have you guys been using that as some kind of motivation to go further this year in the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, we have for sure, because definitely last year, just to have your season, cut to an end at your home field too. Definitely, not a good feeling. And as, sat with all the returners for sure. So that's just one thing we've kind of, preached, like, as we've gotten closer to this, is like, we're just going to fight and do everything we can to make sure that, that doesn't happen again, and that we, progress further, because, we've obviously seen the success we've had as a team. And, recently it's felt like we've hit, a lot of great strides, just moving together, everybody finding their roles. So it's just a matter of, making sure we stay where we're at, and, try not to, do too much that, we start getting ourselves in trouble.
And you said you guys are feeling like you're taking good strides. You guys are coming together, and you guys have since April 19th. I found this stat crazy. Since April 19th, your team is outscoring opponents by a total of 64-28. So how fun is it when you guys are putting on such a scoring clinic?
I mean, it's definitely, it obviously creates a great environment in the dugout. And a lot of that comes from, our pitchers. They have been absolutely dominating. So, it takes the pressure off all of us hitters, because, we know we don't have to score a bunch of runs. It just kind of happens. We just know, like, our pitchers are going to have us. They're going to get us some big outs, get us some big zeros. And so then that just allows us to be free at the plate. And eventually, we start tacking on more and more runs, and then it just all adds up together. And then by the end of it, it seems like, we're out of there in 7 innings in a run rule.
Yeah, that's nice. Just get in there, get the business done, and get out. I got to ask you, you're preaching about the pitching and all this, but I got to ask you, outscoring opponents like this requires everyone to work together. So which has impressed you the most? Is it the hitting? Is it the fielding? Or is it the pitching?
I mean, I got to give it up to our hitters. I mean, it has been incredible to watch. Just, I mean, 1 through 9, it seems like no matter who we roll out there, it's just a dangerous hitter. And, also it feels like, we got a bunch of speed on the bags. I mean, I think we have 115 stolen bases on the year, something like that. So it's just awesome that, it doesn't matter who's up to bat or who's on base, they're always a threat. It's always a threat to hit a home run or threat to steal a bag. And it's just a really dynamic group of guys, that, everybody seems to just like have their strengths, and that we've just been able to, use everybody. So no matter who we roll out there, they're just a great hitter.
Yeah, and that's got to make it hard for opponents to kind of scout you guys or have a game plan, because, like you said, anyone can go off, and at most times it's all 9 of you guys going off. So it's really hard to keep track of that and game plan against that. You're talking about everyone has their strengths. Since your freshman season in 2019, you've made a huge impact for this Riverhawks team. What area have you improved most on since stepping on the field your freshman year?
I'd definitely say my base running. It's kind of funny. My whole career, I'd always get joked around about, base running and stuff like that. So, this year, as a team, for sure, we definitely made it a goal that we're going to steal more bags. We're going to be smarter on the bases, and we're going to be aggressive. And so that was something that, I took to heart, because I remember in the fall this year, just spending just about an hour every day on, working on steals, working on picking up pitcher tendencies so I can get good jumps. And, I definitely it's paid off for sure. I just felt way more comfortable on the base paths than I did in previous years. And it's just made, being on base way more exciting.
That's awesome. I'm glad to see that improvement for you. And I bet they're not really joking about it anymore, huh? So that's good. And last question for you, Blake. Since you were leading the entire nations in hits, obviously you know what's going on there. I have to ask you, which teammate would win a home run derby right now?
Brock Reller, absolutely, no doubt about that. I mean, because he hits a lot of, he hits some far balls during the game, but you get him in batting practice, it's just crazy. It seems like some of the time he can just go up there, close his eyes, and put a ball 600 feet just with these. So it's I got to give it hands down Brock Reller.
All right, Brock, he wins this one, and it was really good talking to you, Blake, and good luck to you guys in the MIAA tournament and the rest of the season.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Paul Panduro tossed a no-hitter in Pittsburg State's 9-0 win over Newman last Friday. The Scottsbluff, Nebraska native threw 126 pitches in the contest and allowed just 3 base runners on walks, while setting a school single-game record with 16 strikeouts. After issuing a 1-out walk in the 3rd inning, Panduro retired 15 straight Jets batters, 12 by strikeout. He recorded the Gorillas' first ever 9-inning no-hitter and Pittsburg State's first no-hitter as a whole since March 30th, 1996. I caught up with him this week.
I am joined by MIAA Baseball Pitcher of the Week from Pittsburg State, Paul Panduro. Paul, how are you doing?
Doing great.
Great. Thanks for taking the time. So, Pitcher of the Week obviously had a huge performance the past week. What in particular was working for you so well?
I treat every game day like any other day, because during practice, you put in all the work, you put all the pressure during practice. So game days make it a lot more easier. So that day, my confidence was really up. All my fastballs were working. My slider was working, my changeup, and it was just a good day.
Absolutely. And your team sits 3rd in the MIAA heading to the final week of the season. Where's the confidence going into the postseason?
Honestly, this past week at Newman was a good confidence booster for us. It was a good way to get back into the mojo of things, back into hitting, back into pitching really well. And then yesterday we played Missouri S&T, and our offense showed out once again, and our pitching was incredible again. So it's all coming together at the end of the season, where we want it to be heading into Washburn weekend.
Yeah, best time to start playing well is at the end of the year. So I understand you played JUCO ball at Western Nebraska. That seems like a very common trend for college baseball players. How beneficial was that for you in your 2 years?
Going JUCO is probably one of the best decisions of my life. It made me mature as a person, and also made me get a lot more faster, stronger, better delivery, and just more wiser and IQ of the baseball game.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So I know you were number 30 on the mound. The first pitcher that comes to mind when I see number 30 is Nolan Ryan. Is there any Is there any pitcher that you really had inspiration for that you kind of modeled your game after?
Just growing up, looking at like the MLB guys, all of them are incredible. You can't just really pick out one, except like I'm a big Dodger fan. So I like Walker Buehler, Dustin May, Clayton Kershaw, even though he's a lefty. I just look up to all of them,
Yeah, absolutely. As a Cardinals fan, Adam Wainwright was my kind of guy. So I know exactly where you're coming from there. So let's have some fun. Let's do a hypothetical. You're on the mound, Game 7, World Series, base loaded, 2 outs. If there's one batter that you want to face in that situation, who would you want to try to get out to win the series?
And this is like in the MLB world, like
like Game 7, all the lights are on you.
And I get to choose a batter. It'll
probably be.
I'll go with Los Angeles Angels, Mike Trout or Ohtani. Getting one of them out would be electric.
One of the best hitters on the planet. Yeah, can't beat that. Well, Paul, I appreciate you taking the time, man. You're having a great season. We'll be watching Pitt State the rest of the way, so best of luck going forward.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The 2022 MIAA Baseball Tournament Championship first round is May 6th through the 8th, where seeds 1 through 4 will host seeds 5 through 8 for the right to advance in a 3-game series. May 12th through the 15th, there will be a champion crowned, as the top 4 remaining teams will play in a double elimination format at Wendell Simmons Field, located at Central Oklahoma in Edmond, Oklahoma. Last year, Central Missouri won the MIAA Baseball Tournament Championship. The Mules went 2-0 in the best-of-3 series against Emporia State, then went 3-0, defeating Pittsburg State twice, which included the championship game.
The MIAA was represented well in the Division II Central rankings. Central Missouri tops the list, with Northeastern State and Washburn sitting 6 and 7. Pittsburg State and Missouri Southern round out the top 10 as well.
With that, the first year of MIAA Saturday has come to a close. We'd like to extend a huge thank you to Marshall Fay and Chris Roush for the opportunity to cover the best athletic conference in Division II.
And thanks to Mike Racy for trusting 2 young sports broadcasters to share the excitement and stories happening around the MIAA every weekend. We'll forever cherish this experience and can't wait to see what the MIAA has in store moving forward. I'm Calvin Silvers.
And I'm Harry Loomis. Thank you for following all along.